Hey, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Adami Wealth, and yes, it's all about football. We're talking about everything that is happening in the world of football, especially when you talk about the transfer window, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. As you all know, the transfer market is open. It has been open for a while now, and we've seen movements, clubs that are serious that wants to do, good in the season to come. Have started making some deals, business, extension of contracts, and they've been poaching players basically, and there are few of them that have actually made that move. So just join me, follow me. We're going to be talking about these players that have actually made moves from one club to the other, and most especially how well will they, perform in the club? How well are they suited to the formation of the club they are moving? First, I'm going to, start with this player from Manchester City to FC Barcelona. In case you don't know, his name is Gundogan, the German player who has been with Pep for over 4 seasons now. He's won trophies. He's done so well. He has given his all to Manchester City, and now he says, well, it's time to go. His contract has actually ended, so he wasn't sold. He went on a free transfer to FC Barcelona. Barcelona getting him, placed a high, buy back kind of contract on him in case you want to buy him. Barcelona usually do that. They place a heavy fee on their players, in case any club wants to get them back, any club wants to buy them. It makes it very difficult. They placed 400 million euros on Gundogan's head. That no club should come and start poaching or disturbing. Ever since that Neymar debacle happened, Barcelona have been doing this. Well, it's all right. Likes of Gavi, Pedri, they have over a billion contract. If you want to buy them, you'd have to pay a billion, pounds. That the term, especially, just eludes me right now. But pardon that. Now let's just talking about Ake Gundogan. Like I said, is the first player that we're going to be looking at tonight. He's a fantastic player, a good midfielder, attacking midfielder. Who he doesn't give you that numbers per se, like Kevin De Bruyne gives you 15 assists, 20 goals, 10 assists, 15 goals. You understand? Okay, Gundogan is that kind of a player that he's more of the technical player, the brain, in the team. When you talk about the attacking aspect of the team, he's the one that makes the team work attacking wise. Quickly, what benefits really add to Barcelona? Yeah, Barcelona have good talents and the young talents when it comes to attacking, and they have likes of Pedri, who Pedro and Gavi basically they are box to box kind of, and they are very good at attacking wise. They are players that Barcelona relied on them, Xavi, last season, and they didn't do so bad. They churn out numbers, and both of them won best young player of the year back to back. That's the Golden Boy Award back to back. For themselves. But you need an experienced head in that team, and that's what Gundogan will bring to the team. Will he start all the games? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I think with him in that team, it's an additional blessing to Xavi. I presume because Barcelona basically play a 4-3-3 formation. Busquets has left the team right now, so basically they can play a formation of in the midfield right now, apart from the center back, of Ter Stegen, Christensen, Marcos Alonso. Jordi Alba also has, all but I think he's leaving, Barcelona, or he has left, sort of. So apart from the center backs, they actually of Araujo, Christensen, and the others in the midfield, Kessier is a player that most likely will be leaving. So they have Frankie De Jong. Imagine a midfield of Frankie De Jong, Gavi, and maybe Gundogan. Or in fact, they can play two pivots. in that base of the midfield. Since Busquets have left, they can play, a sort of a formation of Frankie de Jong and, probably they play Frankie de Jong and Pedri just at the base, and you play, sort of Gavi and Gundogan. What I mean is, Barcelona right now have exciting wingers, but I expect Fati to actually have more games next season, but he might not, because it seems Xavi isn't totally impressed with him. There were rumors that he should have left. His father wanted him to leave. He said he wants to stay at Barcelona and fight for his jersey. So it might not be a starter, a regular next season. So I see in a case whereby Xavi deploys in the midfield Frankie de Jong, Gavi, Pedri, and Gundogan, four midfielders, and he plays Dembele and Robert Lewandowski, and that will most likely, change the formation of Barcelona from 4-3-3 to a kind of a 4-4-2 formation. When you have, Gavi is a player that can play behind the striker, and he can also play on the side. He can play on the left, side of the attack. Last season we saw Sergio Roberto sometimes even deployed to the left. So I remember, that game, I think second leg against United, and some other few games like that. Instead of that, this time around, you can play Gundogan just behind Robert Lewandowski. I mean, that would be lots of goals. And you play Gavi on the left, Dembele and Lewandowski up front. I think that would be good. So going forward, I think Gundogan, perfect fit. Technicality is there. The style of play that Barcelona plays is very similar to what City plays, so there won't be any need to start, making him to switch or to play the Barcelona way, just like what Kessie is currently having. That's what some players don't understand. When you leave your club and go to FC Barcelona, you need to know how to play the Barcelona way. You need to be ready to learn. Kessie was a god at AC Milan. He was basically controlling everything in that team. He left there, he went to Barcelona, and he's become a bench warmer, proper bench warmer. In fact, this season he might be leaving, Barcelona, because he just doesn't fit in how Xavi wants to play. Quickly, I think I've spent enough time on Gundogan to FC Barcelona. You can drop your comments there if you're a Barcelona fan. I would like to know what you think about my analysis on Gundogan to Barcelona. Another one that just broke not too long ago is Kovacic to Manchester City, who looks like maybe a replacement to Gundogan, but I don't see it that way. I don't think Kovacic is a like-for-like replacement to Gundogan. Yes, Kovacic can also be attacking, but he doesn't have that flair as much as Gundogan. Gundogan is, he's a technical god. I respect him a lot. Kovacic is good. For me, he's a battler. He's that box-to-box player. He breaks up play. He initiates play. He initiates attack. That is what he does best. Now, what bothers me with Kovacic going, I was surprised when I saw Guardiola moving for Kovacic. I understand he said last season that they need more bodies, they need more fights at the middle. Probably that's why he's bringing in Kovacic, and he even wants to bring in Declan Rice, to do that. But with Kovacic, one thing that Guardiola have been able to do is, make player play the way he wants them to play. I don't see Kovacic starting games for City next season. I don't see him as a regular. I see him as, he won't be as bad as Calvin Phillips, but coming on from time to time to actually help the team. He's a very good player, no doubt about that. A very good player, a Croatian international. But in the team that is going, he cannot replace Gundogan there. The player that will replace Gundogan at City is there already. That's Phil Foden. Barring any injury worries, Phil Foden will replace Gundogan very well, adequately. The problem that might occur with that, if Kovacic is, to play at City regularly, that means they would have to tweak their formation. You saw last season towards the end, they played 3-2-4-1 formation with Haaland up front. He might have to, probably play a 3 or 4 at the back, then 2 at the midfield, playing Rodri and Kovacic. Kovacic will be the one being the main box-to-box, while Rodri just rotates and controls the game. But another plus that I'm seeing right here is that Kovacic will actually make City work. He will make the job easier for the likes of De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Grealish, because he's that player that is workaholic. In fact, he will make the work easy for Rodri. Now, instead of John Stones coming to the midfield and playing at that false midfield position as a DM, he'll just have to go to the back. They might even play four centre backs this time around. That's Guardiola is very crazy as that. Kovacic in the midfield will battle it with anything. So that's it on Kovacic. For me, well, let's see what happens. I don't think he'll be a starter, but especially if Declan Rice comes. If Declan Rice, comes to Man City, it will be more difficult for Kovacic to actually, start games, because Declan Rice has that kind of ability, almost, like Kovacic. He's more defensive, but he's also a battler in the midfield, a box-to-box player, and is quite good on the ball as well. So let's see what happens. Leaving Kovacic, my last player that I am going to be premiering and just analyzing for you is none other than that man that has now we can see he has left Arsenal, right? I'm talking about Kai Harvertz. Kai Harvertz, from Arsenal to Chelsea, it's all but done. And will he be a good fit for Arsenal? That's also another transfer that it's got me a little bit skeptical. I'm not so convinced with Havertz going to Arsenal. Now, ask me, what is the best position of Kai Havertz? He's not a number 9. He's not. Maybe you say he's a number 8. You understand? But is that his best position? At Bayer Leverkusen, he was playing that even false 9 at times, and he was getting the numbers. But at Chelsea, we've seen him play as a number 8, seen him play as a winger, 11, 7. None. He has played as a number 9, false 9. None. His brightest moment was in the Champions League final that he scored against Manchester City. But going to Arsenal, I think will just add a bit of squad. It will add a bit of panache to the Arsenal squad. One of the reasons why Arsenal failed to win the league last season, was because their squad isn't as big. And I think, apart from the fact that you might say, okay, Havertz doesn't have a best role, but Havertz is a utility player. If Gabriel Jesus gets injured today, Kai Havertz can replace him as a number 9, because he can also play as a number 9, and he's going to get more services than he had at Chelsea. So maybe he will score more goals this time around. He can replace him as a number 9 quite adequately. He's also a player that can play from the right or even from the left. Let's say from the right now. Saka is that player that last season he played almost all the games for Arsenal. No time to rest at all. That's why towards the end of the season he started getting tired, and there was nobody to replace him. Rice Nelson came back from injury too late, and Kai Havertz can try to give Saka a breathing space. You can play Saka maybe when you're leading 3-4 and you just take him off, play Kai Havertz. And maybe when there's injury in the team, you can play Kai Havertz. So I really don't see Kai Havertz, being a regular at Arsenal. All these are, due to change as time goes on. But for the time being, with that Arsenal team with Martin Odegaard in the midfield, Thomas Partey, who might be leaving or not, it depends if they get Declan Rice, and Xhaka has left. Jorginho is there. In the role that Kai Havertz really loves to play in. We have Martin Odegaard in that role. We have Gabriel Jesus in that role as well, and some other good players. I don't see him breaking into the team as a regular. Also, like I said about Kovacic, but let's see what happens. Well, my name is Dami World, and these are just the 3 players, and I analyzed and checked out. You can check me out on all the other social media handles at Dami World Music. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you later.